What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's it going? What's going on, everybody? This is yours truly, the Credit Doctor. I'm live in effect here yet again. What's going on, everybody? I know it was a little bit of changes to the schedule, but all is well. I am here, and we're here with our live credit show. So it is amazing, and you're going to have a great time. Shout out to everybody. What's going on? Mr. Xavier, Myra, what's going on? How's it going? Come on in. Come on in. Everybody, come on in. Come on in. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I'm on YouTube and Facebook. I'm on YouTube and Facebook right now. If you can see me from Facebook, let me know. If you can see me from Mr. Lamar from Facebook, let me know. All right. So I am live on Facebook and YouTube. So it is wonderful. I am live. Let me text this. Everybody's asking me. I am live. All right. So it is amazing. I'm here. What's going on, Mr. Banks from Facebook? Thank you so much. Welcome to everybody. Let me say hello to everyone. So it is amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in with me here on the broadcast. It is really, really good. If you can see me from YouTube, let me know. You that are viewing from YouTube, let me know so I can make sure that I get all my shout outs and all of that stuff from YouTube. So definitely let me know if you can see me. So I want to make sure that I can, so I can see you on YouTube. But nevertheless, this is your boy Casacello James. Okay, Sheila, you're on Facebook, so you can't see me on YouTube. All right, try to log back in and log out and log back in. All right, so if you're on YouTube, I want to make sure that you can see me on YouTube. So we're going to get it together. Y'all know how it is with this technical stuff. So I want you to make sure that you can see me on YouTube as well. Let me see. If you are on YouTube, just make sure that you can see me on YouTube. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure I can see it live on YouTube. All right. So if you're on YouTube, give me thumbs up. Yes, we can see you. I thought so. Okay. So Sheila, you might want to log back out and log back in because it's working on my end too. Myra says it's working on her end. So if you're on YouTube, shout outs to everybody on YouTube. I definitely want to say hello to everybody on YouTube and all of that good stuff. You're clear. Okay, somebody said Long. All right, that's one of my new subscribers. Thank you, Mr. Long. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. I'm Casacello. I want to dive right into it. I know it's a little change with the time frame on tonight, but I had a lot of stuff going on today, so I had no other choice but to still do the show. I had to do it at another time frame. But anyway, welcome. Still keep coming in. Still push that red button. If you're on YouTube, push the red button and subscribe and like the video. I need you to subscribe and like the video. All right. So I'm really excited about my topic. And of course, you should be able to see it there on the screen. I'm going to get to that. I do want to make a couple of announcements that on next week. What's going on, Mr. Brown? Corey Brown. All right, somebody, Lisa Williams. I'm here. She's on YouTube. All right, good. So YouTube is working. All right, Sheila, I can still see you on Facebook though. Okay, yes. Okay, good. All right, that's by Sheila. Let me put Lisa up. Lisa said, I am here. So Lisa's here on YouTube. All right, and Myra is here on YouTube. Look at Myra, that pretty skin. All right. And there go my Sheila. She's representing on Facebook. So shout out to, I want to give this young man, Mr. Long Rainey. Welcome. This show is all about credit. There go Trevor. There go my Trevor. What's up, Trevor? What's up? And let me give Corey Brown, let me give him a shout out as well. Mr. Brown, holding Charlotte, North Carolina down. What's going on, Mr. Brown? Okay, let me see. I got another guest in here that says I am here. What's up, Anthony Green? You know you got to have some money with a last name called Green. It's like Creflo Dollar. You can't be broke in your last name Dollar. You definitely can't be broke in your last name Green. All right, wonderful. So everybody's in the house. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It is going to be a great show. I'm definitely excited about my topic tonight. I've been asked this question so many times. And so I want to dive right into it tonight. But let me make this announcement. On next week, we're going to have a little change as well. On next week, May the 20th. Everybody say May the 20th. All right. And you can type that in there for me if somebody would type that in there for me. Okay. Gotcha, Mr. Green. So on May the 20th, that is my birthday. May the 20th. May the 20th is my actual birthday. And I'm certainly super excited about it. I really don't do a lot of celebrating for all of those other holidays and stuff like that. There we go, Mr. Banks. Don't you forget it. All right. So I normally would really shower my mom and my immediate family. You know, I let them enjoy those holidays and stuff like that. Not saying it's not nice to be nice, but I always try to go out on my birthday because that's just a personal thing for me. But May the 20th is my birthday. So I'm actually going to have it's going to be a whole lot of other new stuff. So I'm actually going to have my virtual credit birthday show. I'm going to be sharp as a tack too. All right. So put your stuff on, put your little stuff on. I know we can't get all the way dressed up, but put your stuff on and come on, hang out with me. I'm going to have some cake and balloons and stuff of that nature. And some people are going to be stopping by on the screen so that that day starts I start chef school. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. See, good things happen on May 20th. All right. So that, okay, birthday man here. Oh, wait a minute. Is today your birthday, Corey? Is today your birthday? Or it's just you saying me? Okay. So, but anywho, May 20th is my birthday. And so I'm going to celebrate it on the show. I'll be live that night and all of that. Okay, I got you. You're talking about me. So at the end of the day, I'm going to celebrate it. So I really would love to just get up to 1,000 subscribers. We've been doing good with all the people. So if you're asking me what are some of my birthday wish, my Cash App is right there on the screen, as you can see, and those subscribers. So if everybody would help me just get as many subscribers as I can. And a lot of people have been noticing me talk about it a lot because YouTube just last year, I believe it was when I found out about it last year, was when they changed their algorithm and some of the requirements. So you can't even really get in the first rotation when people go to search out certain topics like credit, bankruptcy, or improving your credit or what have you, unless you have at least 1,000 subscribers. And you have to like the video and you have to subscribe, and then you got to do the bell, the thumbs up, and all of that good stuff. So I'm learning all of this high-tech system and how to navigate, if you will, through all of this with the social media. But if you would really help me, I'm trying to pump those subscribers and increase the subscribers to get to 1,000. Now, I am proud because when I first started, I think it was like 10 or 20 subscribers that I had. It really wasn't my thing at the time, but I've been able to reach a whole lot of people. And so now we're up to, I think it's 161 the last time I checked it. So that is very good. And so we just need some more subscribers so we can hit that 1,000 mark and keep going. All right. And I want to bring out more content. There are going to be all kinds of things that are going to happen when it comes down to, the show. So it's just going to go better. And I just want you, if you want to say shout out live to me on the show on next week, certainly let me know. You can call me or email me and I can put you right in the rotation, right in the virtual studio, and you'll pop right up on the screen. You can see me, I can see you, and everybody can see each other. All right. It is just gonna be on. I want to have a good time. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna talk about credit a little bit, but most of all, we're gonna celebrate my birthday. Okay. So listen, don't forget about that. That's next week. It won't be Tuesday night, will not be the show. It'll be that next day, which will be Wednesday. It will be Wednesday at 9 o'clock. And I promise you I'll be here at 9. So it'll be Wednesday at 9 o'clock. That would be my actual birthday. So it's not the day before or the day after. It's on my birthday, which is that Wednesday. So that's why I chose to do the show that day. All right. So tonight, I want to get right in and not do the other stuff at the end. But tonight, I want to talk about why did my credit limit drop? That's the topic I picked. So if you've ever experienced this, this is horrible. It is gut wrenching. It is very disappointing and frustrating, and it makes you extremely angry. Why did my credit limit drop? Why did your credit limit drop? What is the problem? After you have paid on time, after you've made a little bit more minimum payments than you normally do, what happened? Okay, so at the end of the day, this is a very, very important topic, because 9 times out of 10, at least 8 times out of 10, most people will experience this. They will go from a $10,000 credit limit all the way down to $1,000, or even worse, down to $100. I've seen people go from $13,000 all the way down to just literally $100, or either $25 or something of that nature. It's very, very low. But there are some reasons why this happens. And I'm going to piggyback off a couple of things when I'm talking about why did your credit limit drop, and why do credit card companies, do this, and you feel like they don't have the right to do it. But in all actuality, they have wrote all those bylaws to make sure that they cover themselves if anybody has any type of hardship, if there's anything going on with your particular credit. I'm going to go through some real live examples. But tonight we're talking again about why did your credit limit drop. I had several clients experience this ever since this pandemic has happened. They've never went through this, and it just freaked them out. They was disappointed, and they was very frustrated, because not only does it affect your open to buy or your credit limit, but it also can affect your particular credit report, which is a big deal. Because if you go from having $10,000 plus on your credit, and now it has been reduced to $100, it will change the whole outcome or the algorithm for your credit report. I am a fan. Let me start by now. I'm a credit card man. So I'm a fan of credit cards, but I'm a fan of the right company giving you the credit card. You should not do business with a company that talks to you any kind of way, that charges you ridiculous, outrageous APR, which is the annual percentage interest rate. You do not want to do business with people that keep trying to charge you interest on everything. They don't even have any perks. They don't have any, lucrative incentives for the customer. So you want to do business with credit card companies that are going to back you up. That's number one. Number two, whenever you get a credit card, and even when you get the credit card, if you get a credit card for $10,000, I'm going to just use $10,000, that particular example tonight. If you get a credit card for $10,000 and you haven't even used that card and it has aged, let's just say you got it yesterday, but by the time 2 or 3 months go by, that is going to really help and improve and build up your credit profile. So even if you've had that credit card 6 months, that's going to help you. Even if you've had it 3 months, that's going to help you. Even if you've had it 3 years, that's really going to help you with the credit age. Your score is broken down like this. This is how your score is broken down. 35% is formulated in that 100%. It's like a pie. So you got 100%, and 35% of that pie is your payment history. The other 30% is your balances and your utilization, meaning how you spend the activity that's on that particular credit card and how you use it. So that means the credit limit that you've been given, and then the balance. So if you are a type of person, and I know you're not going to like this, if you're this type of person, you get the credit card, you do pay for the credit card, you pay it on time, and you pay a little extra, as you all say, a little extra. And even though you don't pay it off, you feel that you're you're doing good. But according to the calculation, which is called an algorithm, you're really doing bad. You don't want to just pay the minimum payment first and foremost, and paying extra is good, but you want to do more. If you're trying to get in a solid, stable place, you want to do more than what you normally would do. So don't just pay extra, pay it off. All right, y'all got that? So at the end of the day, you really want to start trying to pay those particular credit card balances off. You want to make sure that you pay those credit cards off and keep on using them. So that means if you pay your rent and your rent is $1,300 and you put the $1,300 or you have the $1,300 on your credit card, sure, get all the points you can, get all the reward points and all of that, but then turn around at least 2, 3, or 4 days later and pay that particular balance off. What it says to the creditor is that, hey, you are trustworthy and you are a low risk. They don't have to worry about you defaulting on the credit card. They don't have to worry about it going to collections. They don't worry about you filing bankruptcy and trying to get away with free money. So what you want to do is not only just pay on the credit card, but you want to pay it off. All right, y'all got it? You want to pay the credit card off. So why did your credit score drop? That is our topic tonight. Why did your credit score drop, and why did your credit card limit, why did your credit card limit drop? First and foremost, one of the main reasons why you will see a fluctuation in your credit score and your credit limit is because your score has changed on your credit report. If something has changed on your credit report, they will immediately drop your particular open to spend and open to buy, open to spend, whatever you want to call it. So if you normally hang around 720 or 715 or 710, and all of a sudden your score goes back to 605 or 600, that is a red flag to the credit card company. So immediately they will drop your score, not for your benefit, but to cover them. Now they're going to give you all their particular nice answers, and they're going to give you the rebuttal to, well, listen, I pay on time. How could you do this to me? And there's nothing wrong, but then they will prove to you. And a lot of you all thought they were just being nice because they gave you your free credit score, but that is a way that they can keep tabs on you and keep track on you. They can keep track with you, making sure that they monitor your credit. And it's called a soft inquiry. A soft inquiry is when you're not applying for anything. And so it's not going to be detrimental and it's not going to impact your credit report. So that's a soft inquiry. So a lot of times what happened is, so when they drop your credit score, they have noticed and the computer has already flagged it. Nobody's sitting behind a desk, like it was in the 1940s and 50s and 60s and 70s anymore. It's computer generated. So if the computer flags it and something is wrong, then immediately your score is going to fluctuate. And so it could be that now your score has dropped because something negative, here's where I'm trying to go, something negative has happened and hit your credit report. All right, let me stop right here and see what I see you on my other phone too, brother. Okay, good. Thank you. So I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So at the end of the day, if something negative has hit your credit report, it don't just go away by fussing. It doesn't just go away because you feel like they've done you wrong. You have to do something about it. Now, the first person that you need to whip or get mad at is not all the time the credit card companies. You do have to keep track, and that's what I do for my customers at Exceptional Credit Repair, LLC. I make sure that everything is where it should be, or we're on our way to that particular goal. All right. And so a lot of times they don't like to hear it when I tell them, hey, you need to pay those balances off. They're going to tell me shoulda, coulda, woulda. They're going to tell me, they had to do this. And I get all of that. I understand all of that. But as far as the credit card company, they want to give money to people that first don't need money. And then secondly, they want to give money to people that pay it back quickly. They don't want you to have a $10,000 credit card and you carry that balance of $8,000 for the whole duration of the year. That is not good. And so what they want you to do is, yes, spend 5,000, but then turn around and pay $2,000 or $3,000 on that balance. That says to the company and to the computer and to the system that, hey, he needs some more open to buy. Because if he's really doing really good, you know, that little scripture that says, if thou would be faithful over a few things, I'll make you ruler over many. All right. So at the end of the day, you have to prove yourself to these companies because, you know, with the pandemic and then things before the pandemic and then with the market crashing, you know, in 2008 and 2009 and 10 and 12 and all of that good stuff. So there and I would say this, in any generation, you know, in every decade, you're always going to have some type of problems. You're going to have some type of major issues with the company. Now, but you can save yourself while you're fighting for yourself and your family. It is a big deal. A lot of people do not find credit interesting until they've heard the word no. And so, you know, this is not a VH1 hip hop show. This is not, you know, drop it like it's hot, get up like it's warm or whatever type of show. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying right now could keep you in a bracket, a financial bracket that you will be stable no matter whether or not your job goes out, no matter whether they put us back in the house and say everything is locked down, shut down. You can still maintain your credit card. You can still maintain the cash that you have in your savings or your money market account. You want to make sure that you do everything to keep your score up and keep your balances low. What's going on, Dr. Franks, Dr. Betty Franks? What's going on, my love? What's going on? What's going on? That's mud. Love you, bud. So at the end of the day, you got to be very careful when it comes down to your credit limits and fighting for your credit limits. Now, if there's something negative that has hit your credit report, 9 times out of 10, let's just talk about it. 9 times out of 10, it is going to be either a late payment, it's going to be a collection. It's going to be something that has crept back to haunt you, or some old bill that you said, I ain't paying that collection. I'm not doing this, that, and the other. And it has now came back to haunt you. So at the end of the day, you have to be very, very, very careful when it comes down to Miss Powell. What's going on? You have to be very careful when it comes down to making sure that you keep a track of your credit cards, because trust me when I tell you, they will lower that credit limit if the computer feels like you become, everybody say with me, high risk. If the computer and that company feels, according to their standard, if they feel like you have become a high risk. All right. Dr. Betty Franks is in here right now. She would tell you, I've been had American Express. I've been dealing with American Express for years. She will tell you we are in business. I'm telling you right now, this is a lady that know me. I'm telling you right now, I know American Express. I know business. I've been in business for 32 years. And one thing that lenders and creditors do not want to do is give money to somebody that cannot pay it back and pay it back expeditiously. All right. You don't want to be a high risk. You want to be a low risk. Low risk people are people that contend with the system, understand the game, know how to play it, and make sure you pay your bills on time. You're gonna always have something that arises or come up, whether it's your tires or whether you got to do something for your son or your daughter, and you should, but you got to make sure that you cover yourself. So when you do need that credit card, here it is. She'll tell you, I'm telling you, I've been dealing with them for years. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure you cover yourself, and you don't want to be in that category where these companies consider you to be a high risk. Sheila, if you in here, I can't see you. So at the end of the day, for me, when I was asked question, why did my credit card limit drop, is because something negative or some type of adverse account, had adverse meaning something that's not good, some adverse account has hit your credit report. Now, I want to pause right here. High risk is not good. You do not want to be a high risk. That means they're going to charge you a higher interest rate. That means they're going to take you through so many stipulations. You're going to have 2 months of bank statements. You're going to have your first and your last pay stub, maybe even 3 months of it to verify that you made this money on a regular basis. A lot of times people don't go through. When I go through different procedures, I don't have to go through all of that. When I signed up for my lights, I didn't have to make a deposit and all of that good stuff. That's after you get yourself together. A lot of people around the country, hear me good, you just need to face the facts. Stop trying to be more than you are. Stop trying to live like the other person, and make sure you live for yourself, and make sure that you can pay your bills. And another thing, while I'm on paying your bills, if that job is not lucrative for you, I've had to work 3 jobs at one time. I've had to work 4 jobs at one time. I don't do that now because these knees ain't trying to do all that. All right. But at the end of the day, you need to do what you got to do. Stop looking at the next person thinking that they just got it easy. Lord have mercy. Just because they sitting here with this nice stuff on and all of this stuff, and you see the car that they drive. Now, if you go in their house, you'll see they don't even have no front room furniture. So it's not always easy when you're on the outside looking in. You don't know what those persons are doing to maintain that credit, to maintain that good job. They putting up with supervisors that's crazy as a bed bug, and then they putting up with coworkers that's just delirious, bipolar, tripolar, and any other kind of polar. Okay, there you go, Sheila. So at the end of the day, when you're getting ready to do business, with these credit card companies, they want you to start. It's just like when you meet your boo. When you meet your boo, the way you met him is the way you want him to keep progressing. If he get better and better and better, that's a great thing. But if he get worse than what you did when you met him, now when you met him, you all was going out to dinner every now and then. When you met him, he had a nice car. But now you done got with that jive turkey, and now he wants you to go to work. He ain't trying to hit a lick in a pie factory. Something is wrong. Y'all feel me? So at the end of the day, the credit card companies on a regular basis, whether you knew it or not, I'm telling you right now across the nation, they check your credit report on a regular basis. It is a system in place that is one of the sure reasons why that your credit limit has decreased. I'm telling you, I could stop right there and call it a night. All right. They check your credit. Now, I thought that was illegal. I didn't think they can't be running up no inquiries. They're not putting inquiries. It is called a soft inquiry. You have 2 particular positions. Hard inquiry is when you apply for goods and service and merchandise. And then you have the soft inquiry is when you're just monitoring and you're checking and you're reviewing the credit. That is it's called a legal term, a permissible purpose. If you ever read a credit report, it's going to show it there. And also when you talk about the soft inquiries on your credit report, it'll say this particular inquiries do not impact your credit score or your credit report. All right. It just shows you the people, unless you put a freeze or unless you put a block on it or something of that nature, that they can, legally, they can advertise and send you pre-qualifying offers and different things of that nature. So the companies, any of the credit unions, the bank, the finance companies, they will check. If you get money from them for a car, house, whatever, they're checking your credit on a regular basis. All right. All right. So it's called thank you, Sheila. It's a hard inquiry or a soft inquiry. I don't mind a soft inquiry, but if you check my credit and I didn't authorize, that's illegal, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. All right. The Fair Credit Reporting Act. All right. Everybody feeling me? So the young lady really was stunned when she said, I went to go buy some furniture and her furniture credit limit was $3,000. She went just picking out stuff. And when she got to the register, they told her, oh, the card has declined. And she was like, how we get, I know you lying. I know you lying. And so She called inside the store. She called the credit department, and they said, well, yes, because some fluctuation has happened. They was not nice to her. She was in the same store that gave her the credit limit, and they still couldn't do anything. And after all of those, I think she was in there, she said, about a couple of hours. She fussed till she couldn't fuss anymore. She was, as Joe Clark said, and that's why I threw them bastards out. All right. She was fussing, still going out the door, but still with $100 credit limit. From $3,000, it dropped down to $100. And the truth of the matter was she had 3 late payments and some other stuff, I can't tell you, hit her credit report. And so she didn't do her due diligence, but because her score was getting better, she did just like I've done years ago, which was dumb and stupid. I shouldn't have did it 27 years ago when it was really, really good. I said, let me try it out. Let me try it out. I'm going to get me this. I'm going to get, you got to let that thing build up. Come on, say build it up. It's like Ashford and Simpson. It said, and build it up and build it up. And now we're solid. Solid as a rock. You got to build it up and let that credit build up to where you don't have to worry or even flinch when you get ready to buy merchandise. Y'all getting that? It is called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That is a legal law. It's a federal law. So those rules and regulations, these companies do have to abide by them, even though they break the rules a lot of time, even though they break the rules a lot of time, even though they break the rules a lot of time, they do. But you still have to build on a solid foundation, and that is monitoring your credit and doing something about your credit. And as I was saying about the job, and then I'm going to take a couple of questions. If that job is not good, find you another job. Who says you got to just work at Kmart's? Who said you have to work for the federal government? If you don't like working at the post office, find you something else. If you don't like the place that you're in, change it. If you don't, that's why I keep going to the gym. There's a certain look I like. So I don't like doing all of that stuff and you know, got to work it out. But in order for me to get the look that I want, I got to work it out. It ain't just gonna happen, especially everybody that's over 40 ought to know what I'm talking about. And you that's over 48, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Things ain't sitting tight and right like it is. Some stuff might just be genetics, but some of that stuff is shifted. All right. You got to work it. You got to work it. You feel like things are just going to just fall out of the sky. Ain't no man just going to fall out of the sky, and you ain't put no little lipstick on, comb your hair, you're musty, and you don't smell high and lift it up. First wash. Then go put your cologne on. Lord, help me in here. Wash first and then put your cologne, because funk and cologne don't go together. Funky cologne. That's what you... Oh, you don't want no funky cologne or whatever you would call it. But it's a time in here. It's a time in here, but it's a time. All right. So you got to build it up. Yes, and I'm gonna tell you another thing is too. You know how it is. I know it, but because you know that's my favorite right there. Fried. Ooh, you know I love me some fried chicken. But I have to cut back. And even though I don't want to cut back, I still got to cut back. I got to bake it now a little bit. Because I'll tell you this right here, this lady will tell you. She's a businesswoman. Let me tell you who Dr. Betty Franks is. Dr. Betty Frank owns several businesses, and she has a major business. She has an awesome big old barber and beauty academy, London Academy. She's an entrepreneur. We've been working together. She teaches around the country. She's been to Africa. She's very wealthy. She has property. This particular young lady is a born entrepreneur, not lazy. I'm telling you, I've seen checks, $800. I've seen thousands with a S, thousands of dollars. This particular young lady is nothing to play with, but she didn't get that way by being lazy. Lord have mercy. She didn't get that way by depending on a man either. And you men, you know, you got to realize that you have worth too. You don't want people to just use you just because you're saying I'm the man. Yeah, he the man, but you can't take advantage of him. All right. And so at the end of the day, and I say that to say this, y'all better stop co-signing for jive turkeys that you know, well, they my first cousin. Well, you and your first cousin going to be right back to 400 and in the 300s with your credit score. Stop signing for these lazy folks that don't want to pay their bills. They don't want to go to work. They don't want to listen to shows like that. You want to go over there and listen to Nene and all the rest of them cussing, fussing, carrying on. That ain't going to put no money in your pocket. That's entertainment. That's entertainment. Now, when you want entertainment, you go over there for entertainment, but then you come over here for knowledge and wisdom and some uplifting and laughing, because, you know, I love to laugh and cut up and comedian too. So I like some humor and all of that, but I don't play. Now, all the laughing is over when you done told me you went from $3,000 and now your credit limit is $100. That didn't happen all the time because you black. That didn't happen because, you know, this is some racist stuff. No, you had some late payments. You done some stuff. There is some racist stuff that we need to call to the carpet sometime. But at the end of the day, they can prove that you was late 4 times on your car payment. They can prove that you paid American Express. Now, let me tell you something. You can't pay it late and then turn around and ask them for a credit line increase. All right. You can't get a credit line increase. And another thing, I've been waiting to say this all day. Lord, let me get all of this out. At the end of the day, if you need a credit card to pull you out of the hole, that is the wrong decision. I did that years ago in my 20s. That was the wrong decision. Let me break that down. If you have a need for $10,000 and you say, I'm going to get the credit card, and Lord, if they just give me $10,000, if they give me $11,000, then you max out that whole credit card, then you have put yourself in a deeper hole. Yes, you got the satisfaction and the gratification of what you wanted right then, but it's going to be hell for you to hold on to it. Whew. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you something. The worst thing you can do is set yourself up to be in a bigger hole than what you're currently in. If you're in a hole, you can come out. Come on, Myra, help me. Help me, Myra. You can come out of the hole, but you got to do things right, and you got to do it strategically. You got to make sure that you plan correctly. You got to make sure that you watch your credit limit, and you got to make sure that you watch what you are getting ready to try to get, because some of you are getting stuff that you really don't need. And Mr. Fletcher, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. So you don't want to get stuff that you really don't need. Only apply for credit for stuff that you really desire and that you really need. Don't apply for stuff that you really don't need, because all you're doing is racking up inquiries. All right. So number one, your score can drop if anything negative has hit your credit report. It can drastically, point blank period, drop your score. So that's the first answer. Now, the second answer is if you have a big balance and you really don't even have anything negative that just hit your credit report. If you have a huge balance that you don't seem to pay off in a reasonable time frame, it can drop your credit score. And then I kind of touched on that already. If you become a high risk, and you're the case where you're just not paying any of your bills, or you're paying your bills, but you're still making the wrong moves with your overall profile, because some of the other companies will come into play. Some of the other companies that you pay your bills to, if they see you not paying them, then they saying it's almost like a race. They're going to say, well, let me go and get the money and drop his credit limit because he looked like he ain't going to be able to pay Chase. So American Express said, I don't care about Chase. I'm going to get my money. Whoever get the money first is who wins. All right. So you want to be very, very careful when it comes down to your credit limits. Does anybody have any questions about why did my credit card limit? That's the topic because that's the question she asked me. She said, why did my credit card limit drop? But I paid a bill. Yes, you paid a bill. That's true. But you've had some late payments and your balances are too high. All right. You do not want to COVID-19. Come on, Lisa. You don't want COVID-19 credit. You definitely don't, because your credit, if your credit is COVID-19 credit, it is dead on arrival. All right. You can just hang it up talking about somebody going to give you some more credit. No more COVID-19 credit. No good. No good. Anybody have any questions about balances? balances and why your credit score dropped. You don't want to do that. It is just terrible, because what happens is a lot of times most people feel like that they're okay because of, they just, keep going along from day to day. But the truth of the matter is this. The truth of the matter is this, is that when you have a high balance, it makes you become a high risk. When you think about it like that, when you have a high balance, it makes you become a high risk. So the name of the game is to make sure. Now, see, a lot of people that's not watching, I'm getting ready to do something after my commercial break, and we're going to do this, and we're going to start it actually the first week of June. So you want to stay tuned for this, because we're going to do something as a group, and anybody can do it. You if you see this video after it's already the broadcast ends, you can still join us the first week of June. So at the end of the day, if you have a high balance, you're going to become a high risk. So the key is to make sure that you pay these balances off. And you're in the house right now. There's a lot of business. There's a lot of Waffle Houses that are still closed. There's a lot of other businesses that are still closed. Now, there's some businesses that are still open, but I promise you, you will not catch me at no Golden Corral and all of that. And I didn't really go there like that anyway, but you best believe now, I definitely ain't going. Now, y'all can have at it, and all the people breathing over your food and stuff of that nature. So sometimes instead of going out spending 200 or 100 or 15 or 20, and I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty because I love. Now, some of y'all don't know, but I love Captain D's. Oh, Captain D's, Captain D's, Captain D's. I love old Captain D's. Ooh, I get me one of them fried white fish and them butterfly shrimp, and I get me some green beans and some of that rice, and Lord, get me a good old shot of ginger ale. Get me some ginger ale. How they said in North Carolina, get some ginger. Oh, that's some good stuff. But when I go to Captain D's, it costs me at least $15 to $17. If I do that for 5 days straight, that's not good. That money could be on one of my American Express. That money could be on Discover. That money could be on this, that, and the other. That money could be, this, that, and the other. Now, I can hear somebody saying, what does it mean? No, I ain't trying to fast. You see, I'm trying to gain weight. I ain't trying to be fasting every day of my life. What I'm saying is being responsible with the allotted money that you make and the money that you have, so you can keep your credit limits up. All right. All of this is part of having lucrative credit. You cannot get a secured card and then put that money on the secured card and then go as soon as you get it, just because you got some plastic or some titanium or some metal in your hand, you feel it's time to go out and spend. The problem ain't even the credit card. The problem is not even sometimes not the credit card company. The problem is changing this. As a man think, he will become. So is he. All right. You got to think differently than what you normally think. If you need the credit card to pull you out, that's okay. If you're going to get a lucrative amount and you quickly going to pay it off. But if you get $10,000 and it takes you 2 years to pay that $10,000 back, I suggest to you, you have not just pushed or put yourself, you threw yourself in a hole and in a bad place. All right. Anybody have any questions? Any questions? If you're watching me on Facebook, let me know that you're watching. If you're on what is it? Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. All right. How to fix my credit. Listen, that's another thing. Sheila just typed it in there. How to fix my credit. I wrote the book. I touched on some of this same stuff that I'm talking about right now. Teach me how to fix my credit. I had to be taught. A lot of people perish. Isn't there a scripture that says that? Yes, it is. It says, thy people perish because of the lack of knowledge. All right. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I'm not saying, watch this. I'm going to help you ladies out. Now, I'm not saying go to the drugstore and your skin is sensitive and you got all these medical conditions. You got more conditions than the doctors know how to give out prescription for. But I'm not saying go and there's some stuff you just got to have. There's some product stuff because you have to do what's best for you and your family and your home. I get all of that. But I'm not saying going out to buy a lipstick just to prove to somebody you can can buy a lipstick for $150 when they got it over there at Bobbi Brown for only 20 or 30 bucks. That makes no sense to me. But you just want to show your girlfriend, I got a credit card too. But then your girlfriend gonna be laughing at you because see, she make $250,000 a year and you stuck there making $20,000 a year. So that is a hard life. And I'm going to tell you another thing, and hear me when I say this, hear me good. Anybody that you can't be open and honest with, that ain't your friend. Anybody that you can't be your real authentic self, that is not good company. Anybody that will help you max out your credit card and not even give you a dime on it, the same joker that told you, put these pants on your Macy's card and I'm going to give you the money for it. See, that's why I've been there, done that. People have told me, I've had people when I used to work at Saks told me, hey, if you buy this, that, and the other, I'm going to give you the money back. I did it for a brief moment because I ain't boo-boo the food. I did it just being nice because, you know, we all be nice. Just admit it. We be nice. And then we want to shoot them and bust a cap in them. And then we want to get mad and beat them up. Now, I know I do. and beat the snot out of them. All right. But at the end of the day, first of all, I should be upset with myself because did nobody hold no gun to my head to do it. I did it because I was trying to be nice. Didn't even pray about it, nothing of that nature, but I wanted to be nice. You know, I was working in a very prestigious place for all those years, and I wanted them to have nice stuff just like I had. And they wanted it too because they kept asking me for it, but they didn't give me my money. All right. You got to do it. You got to do it. If not, your score is going to be hanging in the base. All right. This is one thing that I learned about how credit works. Your score dropping will cause your credit limit to drop. It will. It could be because something negative has hit your credit report. It could be because you have high balance and now you become a high risk. All right. So you want to make sure that you are paying those balances, whether it's a student loan. So a lot of you all think, and I'm going to do a show just talking about how to get rid of student loans, what you need to know about student loans before you sign the contract and before you agree to it. I'm going to be covering all of that on some of these shows. All right. What's up, Pat Walker? All right. Facebook is in the house here. Facebook. Where my YouTube people at? Why my YouTube people? All right. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be sharing with a lot of people, you know, when it comes down to, you know, having the right thing on your credit report, the right accounts, I should say, and not getting all of this overwhelming debt, because anytime you put your mortgage up there, that's going to be a significant debt. Anytime that you put your car payment up there, I'm talking good, that's a significant debt. So that's a major purchase. So you want to make sure that you fix your particular life in a way that your credit is very lucrative for you. Credit is everything in my world. As a businessman, as a CEO, you know, doing what I do on a regular basis. What's going on, Mr. Gordon? Thank you for joining me. So credit is a very, very lucrative thing. And so a lot of times most people feel they think like I used to 27 years ago, old school way. That's a good way of thinking, but you need to understand the rules, the regulations, and the process. Just because you pay it on time, that's a good thing, but you want to stretch and pay it off, because the more you carry balances, the more that they can make interest money off of you. They make their money through the interest, and they make their money. That's why they scare you all a lot, talking about identity theft. And think about it. A thief does not want to rob an empty house. A thief is only going to come to a house that have lucrative items in the house. If you don't have any lucrative items in the house, the thief is not trying to rob your house, unless he just need a place to stay and he's a squatter or she's a squatter, because you know these girls is terrible too. Don't just blame it all on the fellas. Some of these she a nappy head gals. But you crazy. All right. You got it's the truth. Now, Mud, now you know exactly how I am. When these pants legs get lifted up and I start running, you know it's gonna be a time. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you keep those credit card balances low. Every last person that's listening, then I'm gonna go to a commercial break and come right back. Every person that's listening at me right now, you need tomorrow morning. If you can't do it tonight, I understand. But if I was you, I'd do it tonight. But you need to check your balances on every credit card. You need to check your student loan balances. You need to check the balance on your car payment. You need to do you even know what your interest rate is with your car? Well, I know it's high. I ain't even gonna look at it. That's no excuse. You need to find out so we can get you on the road. So either if you don't want to keep that car, then we can have it, traded in, or we're going to work towards the goal to refinance that car. If you love the car and you want to keep it, then we're going to refinance it. We need to get you to a credit union or get you to the bank that will give you an interest rate that's below 5% or below 10%. So there's some things that you can do, but you need that credit counseling. I'm getting ready to start a segment also in my shows, and it's just going to pop out of nowhere. And it's going to be the credit counseling segment, or the credit minute, or the credit counseling minute, because people need that quick counseling before you sign that contract. I just got to have a car. But you don't have to go to Santander. I don't promote that company. They have high interest rates. You need to do your due diligence. Well, I just got to go. My credit is towed up and I need a car right now. So I'm going to go to the buy here, pay here lot. And you're going to pay 36 or 37% interest rate. There got to be another way. Take a Uber until you save up the money. Take a Uber. Take a Uber, Shuba, Uber. You better take a Uber. Wow. If you buy you a bicycle. Get you a bike and work it out. You work right down the street anyway. I got to have me a car. You just got to mess yourself up. See, your mentality got to shift. All right. You got to understand that it is very, very, very important when it comes down to making good decisions about your credit. You do not want to make the wrong choice when it comes down to your credit report. All right. Now, listen, I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and I'm going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about credit. And I'm going to give you some sheer tips that will help you keep your credit score high and make sure that you stay on top of these credit card companies, because they are waiting with this pandemic. I'm telling you, I've been seeing it for the last 2 weeks. A lot of people, their credit scores, and then I'm going to talk about these authorized users just for a moment, the danger of putting the wrong persons or a lot of persons on your card as an authorized user, because some of these companies are upset with a lot of people. Once you start putting people, taking them on and putting them on, taking them off, putting them on, taking them off, putting them on, it kind of flags it in the system. I'm going to go into detail a little bit more about that. I want you to stay tight and hold tight. I'll be right back after this. Well, I'm back. Yours truly. Listen, you want to make sure our topic tonight, before I get ready to go, is talking about why did they lower? Why did they decrease? Why did they messed up my credit limit drop? What happened to my credit limit? And the reason is because you must find out if you've had a new collection up there, if they've updated that collection and they've added some new history to it, or if they added some new remarks on your credit report. Remarks is not good. And it's not only enough. Sometimes, a lot of times when they remove the collection, they will remove those remarks too. But sometimes the remarks are left on the credit report. So you want to make sure when you're disputing things on your own, and I certainly do it with my company, that I have them remove the remarks as well, because remarks can hinder the outcome that you're looking for with your credit report as well. So you don't want all those crazy remarks on your credit report. Now, I talked about authorized users. Those are good. And some companies will not penalize you or harass you because you've got 10 people that you're trying to help out, or 5 people, your son, your friends, whatever the case may be. You should be able to put on your particular card so they can piggyback off your good credit. You should be able to put as many people as you want on your particular card. But here's the truth of the matter. I have seen many times, and this has personally happened to me. It has backfired on me. I've placed people on my card, and for some odd reason, that particular company that I no longer have, at the end of the day, they decreased my credit limit, and they wanted me to stay with that low amount, not even for 6 months. They couldn't tell me a date when they was going to raise it back up. I went from a high limit way back then. And because I never paid my bills late, never had a balance on there. So in my case, I hadn't done anything wrong on any account, but just because I was putting a whole lot of people on those particular cards, trying to help them and boost their score, then it shut my stuff down. So let me tell you this right here. You can't help nobody if you're in the hole yourself. So don't you go down in the hole trying to help people. I'm going to say that again. Don't go in the hole trying to help people. That's an old country little thought. And so that simply means you don't want to mess yourself up by doing somebody else a favor. If you can do them a favor, most certainly do it. But if it's going to backfire on you, you better watch. Know everything, or try to know as much as you can about whatever business endeavor that you're trying to get into, or whatever you're trying to do. So if your cousin asks you to put them on your JCPenney's card, and you pretty much have checked out, and you know JCPenney's is not known for dropping your credit limit or, you know, penalizing you because you have 10 people on your credit card, do business with them. But if it's Capital One, if it's Chase Bank, if it's whatever, it could be any other company. You know, I had a client one time, Steinmark dropped her stuff. And so at the end of the day, that's not good. But when you deal with it, but you know, she fought it back because she's a classy lady. She fought back and won. So at the end of the day, you don't want to get to a significant place and then have to lose all that credit history. Because a lot of people think, let me just get a trade line. Let me get a trade line. But it's a lot more than you just putting a trade line on your credit report. Because if you put the trade line on your credit report and your credit is still messed up and you got a lot of late payments, collections, bankruptcies, whatever the case may be, you're still going to have major problems. All right. And now I've seen on the flip side, that's why you need a credit advisor. You need a credit advisor. I've seen sometimes when people still have maybe 1 or 2 bankruptcies left, American Express still, I had a client in Decatur, Georgia. He still had 1 bankruptcy left on one of his reports, and they still gave him a high limit. You know why? Because he had good payment history and he had substantial credit. It was stable for many, many years. So that outweighed the little flukes that he had here and there. He had stable credit more than 5 years. That does make a difference, because your credit report, as I don't know if I finished it, but on that little pie is 35 payment history, 30% is utilization and balances, and 15% is the age credit, how long you've had credit, and then 10% is the mixture of credit. You can't just have all credit cards. You can't have just all mortgage. You got to have a mixed credit file. And then the last 10% is the stuff everybody hates. I hate it. You hate it. But it's just a small percentage of the calculation, which is 10%. But it sure kind of irritates you like a hangnail. And that is inquiries. All right. Can inquiries come off your credit? Yes. And I'm going to say that, and that's another show. Inquiries can come off. So if somebody tell you they can't, if the credit bureau tells you they can't, they are lying. They are lying. They can come off. And especially if it's not yours. It's going to be a fight, but you will win at the end. Does anybody have any questions? Why did my credit limit drop? Why, or what is the cause of my credit limit dropping? All right. You're preaching the Christ sake. All right. Do it, bud. Do it. Anybody have any questions? All right. Don't go in the whole help. Thank you, Sheila. I like that. Let me make sure everybody see that. Listen, don't go in the hole doing someone else a favor. You know, find another way, come together. And especially if they're not bringing nothing to the table. If somebody tells me, you know what, I need $1,300 to pay my rent, the first thing I'm going to do is say, how much did you come up with? If they tell me they don't even have $1, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Well, you didn't work at all. You ain't got $10 on it or whatever. Now I know I'm gonna help you, but you got to bring something to the table. All right. So this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight, about staying away from those things that can get your credit limit decreased. And some people probably might say on tonight's show, I can't even get $500. But trust me when I tell you that $500 can go down to $100. They will drop it so quick it'll make your head spin. I'm telling you, with this pandemic and people not able to pay off some stuff, some people was in the hole way before it broke out in January and October and all this good stuff. And then some people just not going to do right anyway. But those are those people. What I'm saying to all of us here that's trying to take our credit to the next level, that's trying to do better in your credit, that want lucrative credit, and you want this particular wisdom, those are the people that I'm talking about. All right. So it is going to be one thing that you'll never, ever regret buying. And when you get ready to purchase that book, it's going to show you exactly how, it's going to give you hints and tools and all of that good stuff. Hear me is. So it's going to give you hints and all of that good stuff. That's my book. I'm so proud of it. It is doing very well on Amazon. You go straight to Amazon. You all Prime members and people, you know exactly how to do it on Amazon. Amazon to get it to you quick, fast, in a hurry. Amazon, type in "teach me how to fix my credit." Order your copy of the book today. It is amazing. It will go over how to help you, how to fill out your credit reports and all of that good stuff. And then you that want to sign up for credit restoration, you say, I don't have time to do it. I'm going to get the book, but I don't have time to do it. Then just call me. It starts at $300. It's a one-time fee. If you have bankruptcies, tax liens, and stuff like that, that's a different price. We'll talk about it. But one of the general credit restoration programs that I have is only $300. So, it is very lucrative for people that are trying to go to the next level, all right, with their particular credit. You do not want to be in a place where you take it for granted that somebody's just going to come and bail you out. I heard a young lady on Sunday, and she was like, I'm looking for a rich man. And I said, well, the rich man ain't looking for you. She said, well, why not? I said, because have you found one? Have he found you? Or have you found him? She said, no. I said, it's not that easy. So then you need to position yourself to make sure you have wealth. And then the other person that's going to be aligned to you, they will meet up with you when it's, and let me tell you something. This is one word, and I'm going to end like this. One word I want to tell you: eventually in your life, even that's including me tonight, eventually in your life, it might seem like it's taking a long time and we get frustrated, but eventually you're going to make your connection. You're going to meet your connection. Somebody help me type in connection. If you're listening at this show right now, I'm telling you, hold on. It's rough, but eventually you will get to your next connecting flight. The person that's supposed to be with you is coming to you. The person that's supposed to be your ride or die, or the person that's supposed to have your back, is going to be connected to you. You cannot stop what God has already predestined for me. You can't do it. On a witch on her best day can't delete or erase can't take up my destiny. There's nobody that can combat what I'm doing. There's nobody that can stop what I'm doing. People gonna lie on you. People gonna always have something to say about your stuff, especially when we're in front of the camera and we're in social media. People are always gonna have something to say. Even though I'm talking good tonight, some people still don't like this type of talk. But you got to keep going, because you got to get to your connection. Connection. I'm telling you, you will meet your connection. All right. The greater is coming. I'm telling you right now, the greater is coming. Your connection is coming. The person you're supposed to meet. Have you ever, and I'm going to prove it to you, have you ever been in this situation and heard some people say these words? I really don't normally do this, but I'm going to do it for you. I really don't talk to people like this, but I'm going to talk to you. I really was supposed to go to Food Line. Do they still have that? I was supposed to go to AP&P, or y'all remember that A&P? That's what it was called, A&P. Or not Winn-Dixie. I don't like Winn-Dixie. Or Piggly Wiggly. There it is with the hot chicken, the good Piggly Wiggly. I was supposed to go to Piggly Wiggly, but something told me to come on over here to Publix, and I ran into you. Now, I don't even know you, ma'am, but something in me is telling me I got got to buy your groceries. And you then go back and say, well, hold on, I meant to go get them pork chops in the back too, because you had a little bit of stuff. But then now, since the Lord doesn't bless you, you better go back and get all your stuff that you was trying to get, you couldn't afford, but now the Lord sent you a breakthrough. You're going to meet your connection. Do you hear what I'm saying? You will meet your connections. All right. Because I'm telling you, the thing that is supposed to be aligned, that's what I've been encouraging myself with in business. Because this, for me, I'm gonna let you a little inside secret with me. I think it's not fair because the hip hop and the ratchet shows and the people be battling back and they fighting. Oh, they get good ratings. Look like their ratings just go up. Gossiping and exposing people and fighting and cussing people out and wearing fabulous stuff. Look like they ratings and they subscribers just go through the roof. But when you're trying to help people, and then sometimes you could be saying the same thing that somebody else on some other platform is saying, but it looked like you're saying, Lord, now I know I'm working probably even harder than them and saying the truth and working with people day in and day out. And it seemed like my time won't come. But I'm telling you, they that wait. Now, if you don't like this kind of talk, shame on you. But there's a little verse that said, they that wait upon the Lord, he shall, not might or perhaps, but he shall renew their strength. I'm telling you what I know. When it's your time for your connection, the person that's supposed to be aligned to you is going to connect with you. And I say it like this all the time, and I've said this for years. You could be at bus stop 23, and I can be at bus stop 33. You can keep on laughing, but that same bus that picked you up is coming my way. Woo, Lord, I just felt, thank God for the usher, honey. I just fell out. I had a fallout moment right then. All right. The same way that you got your stuff, I'm going to get mine. Your connection is coming. All right. Sheila likes to say it like this. Greater is coming. Greater is coming. All right. You got to hold on. You got to hold on. And you got to know, I'm telling you, I've been there. Credit was so bad, you couldn't get a free glass of water. But you got to do. A lot of time, black folks don't like to do what they got to do. They want something for nothing. Those type of people, they do. They honestly want something for nothing. And they always ask me, you running a special? But even when I was running the special, you didn't take advantage of it. So it leads me to believe it's not a special. It's not a price issue because you got the money, because y'all still buying lace fronts for $600, $800. You still getting those man units for $200 and $300. You still. Now, let me tell you something. Check me out. Call Mercedes tomorrow morning and ask them, do they have any brand new S-Class for $5,000? They're going to be laughing on the phone. So the economy ain't got that bad where they done dropped all the Mercedes and all the Lexus down to $5,000 because we all will be in the parking lot trying to get a new one tomorrow. All right. So you got to understand that it's going to work out. It's going to work out. And you got to hold on, because what's coming to you, if you don't hold on, now isn't it something for your miracle to be in place and you out of place? I just said something right there. If I'm supposed to be at this place waiting on my connection and I'm way over here and my connection finally got here and I'm not here at the same time, I've missed it. And you got to be taught. I've heard people over the years say, I wish this was taught to me in school. I feel what you're saying, but some people still, even there's some stuff you was taught in school, you still didn't listen. No, because you want to go to the strip club. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. Anybody have any questions? Holy moly, donut shop. Holy moly, donut. That was that movie. Byron, you crazy. All right. So at the end of the day, you got to be careful. All right. Those credit limits will drop. Do they have the authority? Yes. In that paperwork, they will. I'm telling you, they have got all kinds of protections in those particular paperworks that they send. And then all those articles, they can drop your credit limit anytime that they want. All right. Now, does anybody have any other questions before I go? I'm going to take another commercial and I'm going to be right back. And then I'm going to give my closing remarks and all of that good stuff. And I'm going to tell you about some good stuff that's going to happen on next week. But that is one of the main reasons why a lot of people don't realize that their credit score has fluctuated and they just get mad about it. You got to you got to have a different mentality when it come down to credit, because it's just a lot of stuff that's out there. Just like a person told me, I thought we were supposed to keep it at 30%. That's a good general rule, but I challenge my clients to keep it below 10% because you're pushing it right at 30%. But that's something you have to get used to, because a lot of times things come up and people say, I ain't got it like that. They always come up with some, I ain't got it like that. But what were you doing before you finally got the credit card? All right. You were still working and trying to make it. So treat it like it ain't even there until you really need it. All right. So that's one of the major things that I see, all the time. But I'm going to take a commercial break and I'll be right back. Well, that brings me to the end of my show. I just wanted to come on tonight to let you know there is a reason and there's a remedy. If you fix your credit and get it to a place where it is stable, you won't have to worry about them decreasing your credit limit. And if something does happen, you can certainly call the credit doctor and I will help you and guide you. Call me at 786-213-1087, 786-213-1087. It is going to be life-changing when you get to a place where you say, you know what? My credit is on fleek, and you just so adamant about it, and you just so excited about it, because you know what? It's nothing like having good credit and being able to go into place and you don't have to pray those ridiculous prayers. Lord, get all in the computer. What the Lord gonna get in the computer for? The Lord got other stuff he doing. Talking about get out like he a computer chip or the Matrix. I used to hate when they would do that crazy stuff. All right. The Lord need to get all in you so he can bless your mind, change your mind, that you can say enough is enough. All right. You want to make sure that you keep your bills paid on time so they won't drop your credit limit. Now I'm waiting for somebody to call me and say, sure enough, you know what? They not only drop it, but they will close that credit card and still continue to bill you every month. Not only just drop it and lower, from $10,000 to $100, but they can actually close it. They will close it. A lot of times, I meant to say that earlier, they have the authorization to close it. All right. And so it is one of those things that you always want to make sure that it is going to really, really be one of those things that bless a lot of people when you get your credit and you get that dream home or you get that car that you've been waiting to get. It is that's a mighty good feeling when you don't have to worry about those types of things, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna do better, and I'm gonna get to a place where everything is decent and everything is good. All right. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting me. Thank you so much, ladies. You ladies are awesome. Thank you for holding me down, because, honey, I'm the granddaddy, the grandpa, the grandma, the granddaddy. I'm all mixed in one. All right. And so a lot of times I be whooping everybody and they take it in love. So they know I love you. I love you. And I appreciate people, and I want people to make it so they know my heart. So, they know what I'm saying is true. If I can't help you, God knows I will not do anything to hurt you or your family or anything of that nature. And I want you to get the right advice, and I want you to have, the right success for you. Now, On next Wednesday, it will be my birthday show. So it's going to be a lot of changes. I got some new commercials that I'm going to do and a whole bunch of other stuff. And but May 20th is my actual birthday, next Wednesday. So I will be live with the virtual credit show, and you'll see some people, and we're going to conversate and, you know, talk a little bit. So it's going to be really, really good on next Wednesday, the show. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show tonight. And but don't forget about me next Wednesday. I want to hear from a lot of people. I like to hear from people. You know, it just makes you feel good when something that you said or something that you've done, you know. And I'm gonna tell you what'll really make me feel good. Y'all buy that book out. I'm gonna tell you, you'll help a brother so I can get the book number 2. All right. I want to get the book number 2. So, you know what? The same concept with YouTube is the same concept with Amazon. Amazon will put you up in high rankings, you know, according to the sales. So I really want you, if you could just do a brother a big favor and go look, check my book out on Amazon.com. You will really, really like that. All right. Now, if you want to donate to the show and keep all of this good information lucrative and informative to the public, you feel free. You can go to my Cash App right now. And it's just simply, you don't have to even type my last name in. It's just the dollar symbol and Casacello. It's the dollar symbol and Casacello. So it's really, really easy. It's right there on the screen. You can drop your boy a little something. It doesn't matter what you drop. Somebody told me, well, I'm going to send you $10. You think I ain't going to take it? I sure need some more lights. I'm grateful for anything. Now that's one. Oh, my mom was a sweet, grateful lady. You bought her just, you could buy her some bubble gum. She had like you gave her $1 million because that's how she was. And she appreciated people, wanted to feed people, wanted to cook for everybody, you know, so that's why I love to cook as well. All right. So until next week, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back in my office on Thursday. I have a whole lot of meetings on tomorrow, but I will be back in my office Thursday and Friday and Saturday, working on credit profiles. So you're going to get a lot of updates and different things of that nature. All right. And shout out to everybody that have subscribed on YouTube. Please, you need some YouTube with exceptional credit in your life. Just go to YouTube and subscribe. Exceptional Credit Repair LLC. All right. It is amazing. You will get notified every time I come on. You know, it's one of those things because I'm going to be coming on a little bit more. They said, Lord, you really pumping that YouTube. I got to pump it up. I got to pump that YouTube is because it's literally changing people's life. There's some good information on YouTube and then there's some garbage on YouTube. So I'm trying to be the one that give people the right, correct advice, especially about credit and finances. That's my field. Finance and credit and finance. All right. Until next time, hopefully you've been blessed and you've learned something on tonight. So I'm getting ready to leave you. I'm going to run this last commercial. But until next Wednesday at 9 o'clock, my birthday celebration, I want to see you right here with me. I don't care if you can't stay number 10 minutes. Come on in and holler at your boy. Holler at me. I'll see you on next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Take care and be safe.